The San Francisco 49ers still trying to clinch a playoff spot. Currently 6th seed in the NFC, but need a win or they need the Saints to lose, right? So they need to win the game or they need the Saints to lose for them to clinch. They are taking on the Rams in LA. Rams are 12-4. Niners come in here at 9-7. Rams are favored 4.5 points, over under 44.5. This is intriguing because I don't know what the Rams situation is going to look like. Obviously, this is Thursday, and I don't buy what they tell me now until Sunday because the Rams right now, there's no chance they can get the number 1 seed. The Packers have locked up the number 1 seed, right? Done. The Rams are sitting at the number 2 seed right now. So the only thing that could change is if they lose and the Tampa Bay Bucks win, they go from the 2 seed to the 3 seed, right? So it's just seeding in the playoffs. Either way, they're hosting a playoff home game. It's just a matter of do they want to stay in the 2 seed so that outside of against Green Bay, everything home runs game to LA? Yeah. Or is, health leading into the playoffs going to be more important? So that's important to me because I don't know. If you guys are running the Rams, right? You're the 2 seed. The worst that could happen is maybe you become the 4 seed, but you're still hosting a home game. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, you stay the 2 seed or you're the 3 seed. Is it worth risking your starters and people that are going to be valuable to you in the playoffs just for the 2nd or 3rd seed?
I think so. And there's only one reason why, and that's because the 49ers have the Rams number. You can't go into the playoffs potentially playing the 49ers or any team for that matter with getting just whooped by a divisional opponent. What does that mean for your team? The 49ers have won 5 straight games against the Rams now. So there's something to be proven here. You got to have this. You can't go into the playoffs with this this solemn mood. You got to go in there with BDE.
Yeah. And momentum.
Yep. Those are very critical when it comes to playoff stuff because anything could happen. And if there's one factor that you want on your side, it's momentum.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, 49ers are a good team, and if you have a chance to knock out a good team from the playoffs and bring the Saints in, you would rather play the Saints than you would play the 49ers.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Right? So I think that there's definitely, and you lock up the second. You can't count on the Buccaneers losing to lose that second spot. You got to go out and get that second spot. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. The things that I'm looking at is Deebo Samuel versus Jalen Ramsey. Last time they played, all the passes thrown to Jalen. They didn't target Ramsey as much. The targets to Ramsey were all incomplete. So I'm looking for Ramsey to try to shut down Deebo Samuel. I know they use him on the run often too. So, but if he's in the slot, then Ramsey should come in and try to prevent any big Samuel plays. Yeah. And then on the other also, so Trent Williams is one of the best offensive linemen this year. He's got the highest grade of 98.2.
Yeah.
Just 16 pressures and 1 sack all year.
Yeah. What a dream.
Yeah. I mean, we have one of those guys.
Yeah. We don't have a Trent Williams, but we have a cornerstone.
He has the task of guarding Von Miller,
he does.
who's been good the last 3 games. He had a sack against the Ravens, and so he's been doing pretty well. So those are the kind of matchups I'm looking at, and I think I don't know. I think this is a toss-up. Both teams have a legitimate chance to win the game.
They both have something to fight for.
Right.
Shout out to Miss Doggett again. So 49ers are to Rams as the Saints are to the Buccaneers. Okay. As of this moment, it's they're both as highly as the Buccaneers are and as the Rams are. They both have their kryptonites, and the 49ers are definitely one of those for the Rams.
Here, what's funny about the seeding thing is if the 49ers beat the Rams clinch the 6th spot, and there's a chance the Rams drop to the 3rd spot, which would mean that the immediate next week's first round matchup would be 49ers. The 49ers at the Rams.
I'm sure they don't want that.
I'm sure the Rams don't want that. So there is going to be a ton to play for here. Obviously, we have the big cogs like Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, all those guys. So if you're in the fantasy playoffs still, there is still a lot to play for on their side.
Cooper Kupp. His record, right? He's playing for the record. I feel like a lot of records are going to start getting broken because
extra games.
But this is how humble Cooper Kupp is. Somebody asked him a couple of days ago, what do you think by a record? He's like, it doesn't mean anything because I got an extra game.
Literally exactly what Justin Jefferson said. Yeah. They're like, what do you think about getting the record? He's like, it's unfair to the guys before me because I get an extra game, but it gives me a good chance to break it.
So the records that he breaks is a receiving yard. So he needs 135 receiving yards to beat Megatron, Calvin Johnson's record. And he could also beat the receptions record set by Michael Thomas by getting 11 receptions.
Which is possible.
Wow, that would be huge for my fantasy play. 11 receptions, 135 yards, 3 touchdowns.
85, I think. 35, sorry. 35,
And one more stat. We got to talk about Trey Lance as well, right? The Rams are 8-1 versus rookie quarterback since 2013. So they kind of like game plan well for rookies. So we'll see. And it helps when you have Von Miller coming out of one side and then pressure coming up the middle by Aaron Donald. Like, rookie quarterbacks, that's like a nightmare.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the biggest caveat. Is Trey Lance for sure the starter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that
as of right now.
Yeah.
Broken thumb for Garoppolo. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that changes the landscape and things big time, right? I mean, it takes away like the Kittle effect, which I know hasn't been there the last couple of weeks, but like Ramsey's on Deebo Samuel, or Ramsey's going to guard Ayuk, and so like to me it seems like it's going to be a lot of Trey Lance running. It's going to be a lot of read options and things like that.
George Kittle. This could be a big George Kittle day as well.
I hope you're right.
I forget who they're deploying to guard George Kittle. They weren't using cornerbacks. They had linebackers.
I'm sure Von Miller's going to be around him.
The Reader? No, I forget the guy's name, but
yeah, that's one of them. That's one of the linebackers.
Reader is probably going to have the task of guarding Kittle. So, and that's Kittle all day. So expect.
As long as Trey Lance can fucking find him, right? I mean that's the thing, and two quiet ass games for Kittle right now down the stretch, needing wins to fight for the playoffs. So like I need big Kittle game here, big Kittle energy.
Let's manifest that.
BGE.
Big George energy.
What did I say? Oh yeah, BKE. Yeah,
BG
Big George.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Big George energy.
I kind of like George better.
Yeah, I like George better too. Big George energy. But yeah, again, big divisional game. At least both teams have something to fight for, so this will be very intriguing, and this could set up literally a rematch in the first round of the playoffs. So that's something to watch out for. Let's kick it to the next game.